For a month, my wife has been labeling every piece of furniture with tiny Braille stickers, even though none of us are blind. Last night, I finally asked a coworker to read them. Every label says the same thing: run when he sleeps. It started after my accident. I was in a coma for 8 days following a head-on collision. When I woke up, Rebecca seemed relieved, but different, quieter. She'd stare at me sometimes like she was studying a stranger, like she was waiting for me to slip. The doctor said I was lucky. The drunk driver who hit me died on impact. My car was totaled, wrapped around a telephone pole. They said most people don't survive that kind of collision, but I did. I walked out of that hospital with barely a scratch beyond some bruising and a mild concussion. Rebecca picked me up on discharge day. She held my hand in the parking lot and cried. Happy tears, I thought. But when I looked closer, her eyes were red like she'd been crying for days. Not hours, days. At home, she barely left my side. She'd watch me eat breakfast, watch me shower, watch me sleep. I asked her if she was okay and she'd just nod and smile, but the smile never reached her eyes. 2 weeks later, I noticed a tiny sticker on our dresser. Beige, almost invisible. She said she was learning Braille for work. I didn't think much of it. Rebecca works at a nonprofit that helps disabled adults find housing. It made sense. But then I found another one on my nightstand, then one on the bathroom mirror at my eye level. Then they spread. Kitchen table, bathroom mirror, couch armrest, everywhere. I thought maybe the head injury changed her, or maybe she was scared of losing me again. But then things got stranger. She started sleeping in the guest room, said I was having nightmares and thrashing in my sleep. I didn't remember any nightmares. She installed a lock on the guest room door from the inside. One morning I found her crying in the kitchen, staring at our wedding photo. When I asked what was wrong, she flinched. Actually flinched. Like I'd raised a hand to her. I'd never touched her in anger in 10 years of marriage. She started asking me weird questions. Do you remember our first date? What did we name our goldfish in college? What song did we dance to at our wedding? I answered everything correctly, but she'd just stare at me like I'd given the wrong answer. Then I found her journal. I wasn't snooping. It was sitting open on the guest room bed when I brought her laundry up. The last entry was dated yesterday. He doesn't blink as much anymore. Normal people blink 15-20 times per minute. I've been counting. He blinks 6 times per minute. The doctor said brain injuries can cause that, but it's been 5 weeks. Shouldn't it have normalized by now? I counted my blinks for the next hour. 16 per minute. Perfectly normal. Why was she lying in her own private journal? I kept reading. Earlier entries were worse. He didn't recognize our neighbor today. We've lived next to the Caldwells for 7 years. He called Patricia ma'am like he'd never met her. I remembered that day. I'd had a migraine and was distracted. Of course I knew Patricia. His handwriting is different. Smaller. More controlled. He used to write in this loose, messy scrawl. Now it looks like someone else's handwriting. I checked old birthday cards I'd written her. My handwriting looked identical to how I write now. She was seeing things that weren't there. The most recent entries mentioned the stickers. She'd started putting them up a week ago, but she didn't explain why. Just wrote, if I'm right, maybe he can't read them. Maybe it'll buy me time. Time for what? I called her sister, asked if Rebecca had seemed off lately. Her sister got quiet. Then she said Rebecca had called her 3 days after I woke up from the coma, sobbing, saying something was wrong, that I wasn't right. Her sister thought it was just the trauma of almost losing me. But Rebecca had said something else, something her sister didn't want to repeat at first. Finally, she told me. She said you died on that operating table for 4 minutes. She said they brought you back, but what if they brought back something else? Mitchell from accounting came over. He's blind, so I asked him to read one. His face went white. They all say the same thing, he whispered. Run when he sleeps. Rebecca came home while he was leaving. She froze. That night, I pretended to sleep. Around 2 a.m., the bedroom door opened. She stood there with a kitchen knife, shaking and crying. You're not my husband, she whispered. I don't know what you are, but you're not him. The police found her in the guest room with the empty pill bottle.